In calculating break-even point, you will either be calculating break-even point in units or break-even point in naira of sales. For manufacturing company, it is easy to calculate break-even point per unit. That is in units. Why? Because you can determine the unit cost of every item that you produce, and you also know the unit price at which you are selling. So once you can determine that, you simply take the variable cost per unit away from the selling price to get your contribution margin. Then you match your contribution margin to your fixed cost, and you have your break-even point in units, telling you the number of units of the item that you produce and sell that you need to produce and sell within a given period to break even. But for a service company like a lawyer or an accountant, it is not that straightforward to calculate your break-even point per unit. Okay, you want to say, how many clients do I need to serve in this month to break even? No. Why? Because your client pays different rates. Alright, so you would rather be calculating your break-even point in naira of sale. That is saying, you are saying, how much do I need to earn, to make, to receive this month, this quarter, in order to break even? So that is what we'll quickly look at. Let's say for the manufacturer, it costs me, if I run a bakery, I own a bakery, and I said that it costs me 5 naira of flour to make a loaf of bread. In addition, I need 2 naira of other materials, butter and the rest. Then 1 naira of labor. That comes to 8 naira to make a loaf of bread. And I sell my loaf of bread for 10 naira. My selling price per unit is 10 naira. My direct cost, which is the variable cost of production, is 8 naira. When I remove 8 from 10, I get 2 naira. And that 2 naira represents my contribution margin. Now, having determined that for every loaf of bread that I sell, I make 2 naira gross profit contribution margin, how many loaves of bread do I now need to sell every month to cover other costs, which are the fixed costs of my rent, electricity, for example, maybe other staff salaries that are not included in my factory wages, and many other expenses that come with running your business. That is where you now need to accumulate enough to 2 naira per unit to break even. So let's say that in this same period, my fixed cost is 5,000 naira every month. I have 5,000 naira to recover from 2 naira margin per loaf of bread. So I simply take, how many loaf of bread do I need to sell in order to now break even? So it will be my 5,000 naira divided by 2, and that says that I need 2,500 loaves of bread this month in order to break even. So if I sell 2,400, I'm operating at a loss, and anything above 2,500 is giving me a profit. That is what break-even point analysis help you to determine. Now, even if you now have 1,500 people coming to effectively demand for your product. Effective demand means they have the ability to pay and the willingness. They are able to pay. That doesn't mean again now that your business is profitable. Why? Because you are not selling up to the number that you need to sell in a month in order to break even. Let me still stay on this bread thing and say, what happens if I raise my price by 2 naira? All things being equal, my fixed cost remains the same. My variable cost remains the same. So if I raise my price from 10 naira to 12 naira, my contribution per loaf of bread is moving from 2 naira to 4 naira. Now, how many loaves of bread do I now need to sell in order to break even? So my 5,000 naira fixed cost still remains. I divide it by my new contribution margin, which is 4 naira, and my break-even point in unit has dropped from 2,500 to now 1,250 loaves of bread. That is the benefit. That is the usefulness of break-even point analysis. Now, let me quickly talk about service businesses, where it is not possible to determine contribution margin per unit. Then you now use what we call the contribution margin ratio, where you are able to determine, at least you take a calculated guess of what margin, what profit, gross profit you make for every naira of service that you render, by looking at your trend analysis over a period of time. So you are able to determine that for every service that I render, I have a 40 to 45% contribution margin ratio. You now use that contribution margin ratio to divide your fixed cost, which you are also able to determine, and that will give you a figure in naira. It then means that every month you must make that naira value in sales for your business to achieve your break-even point. Anything above that is a profit. So let me quickly recap by telling you that the break-even point analysis will help you to answer questions like what you need to sell every month, every quarter, and in every year in order to break even. It will help you make decision whether this business is profitable to even go into after doing your financial analysis. For example, if you want to render a service in an area that have 500 people, potential customers, and you have calculated at your break-even point you need to be able to sell to 600 people to break even, and there is no possibility of you increasing price for whatever factor, either because there's a market leader who determines price, maybe competition, maybe other factors, government regulation. You need to now say, no, even though per unit I have a good margin, I don't have enough customers to be able to break even. So that becomes a decision to make in deciding whether to go into a business or not. On the other hand, you could have a business that have very low margin, but you have the potential of so many customers. Then the business becomes profitable because of volume. So, ladies and gentlemen, that in a nutshell is what break-even point analysis is all about. I hope you find it useful. If you have any question, you could put it in this platform. We will respond to it. But if you also need to talk to us concerning your business, let us know. You can also reach us through this platform or through our coordinator and the convener of this platform, Mrs. Emiola Adetunji Mustafa, and we do well to answer your questions and help you in your business. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for listening to me. God bless you.